Have you ever set out with the best intentions to finally get something done, only to find yourself procrastinating, thinking of excuses, or ultimately doing anything but what you identify as your priority? Well, we've all been guilty sometime or another being that I'll do it later type person. Sure, later comes eventually, but in most cases, later never comes. I'll do it later is a common phrase that we've all said. We just don't think about the negative impact that that later can cause on our lives or how it can affect our future. Procrastination is a problem that many people face and struggle with, and it's not always grounded in laziness or a lack of motivation. It's a symptom of something that's much deeper that we have to overcome. So why do we do it? Why do people procrastinate? Well, we all have our own reasons for doing it. Some people do it because they are afraid of what might happen, even if they follow through with their goal or whatever it is. Maybe they're worried about failing or that they'll look foolish to their friends or to their families. Other people just procrastinate because they don't know where to start, or they simply just feel like they don't want to do the work that they plan to do, or they don't have a plan. And sometimes we procrastinate because we're overwhelmed by the amount of work that there is to do to finish and achieve our goal. Like we're afraid of that success. We convince ourselves that it's just easier to do it later, but that later just never comes. Simply put, some of the most common reasons include that fear of failure or success, fear of public humiliation, FOMO, fear of just missing out, or it could be a lack of confidence. It could be a lack of focus or organization. It can also just be a lack of motivation and inspiration. So before I even go into ways that we can overcome procrastination, I haven't even introduced myself. Hi, I'm Yolanda Tate, and I am an executive wellness coach and consultant. All right, so let's get into it. So if we really want to stop procrastinating and take control of our lives, the first step that we have to do is figure out what is causing it. And so this takes some inner work and self-reflection by writing down why you're procrastinating. And then go through each one of those reasons. If it's a lack of confidence, what is it that you need to do to build your confidence? If it's a fear of what other people think, what is the reason why you're worried about that? It takes self-awareness and self-reflection. You have to take in the time for that inner work to figure out a solution for why you're procrastinating. It may require you to figure out ways to better organize your time, and it may also cause you to go into the next thing is to create a schedule and to get organized. A lot of times people procrastinate because they're not organized. And this is an important step that cannot be overlooked. You have to have a plan of attack, meaning you have to have a strategy for what you need to do in order to accomplish your goals or whatever task that may be. And we can't think that we can squeeze in those tasks that require less concentration like at the last minute. It's important to remember that tasks often take longer than planned, which means that you don't have everything. You really don't have time on your list to accomplish everything. So that means that we have to prioritize what those tasks are in order to get or achieve that goal or accomplish whatever we are doing. So once you figured out why you're procrastinating, you create a plan and a schedule and prioritize the things that you need to do. Now it's time for you to really come up with a detailed plan on what you want to achieve and how much time you need to accomplish it. Now, for each goal you have, create a detailed action plan that identifies exactly what needs to be done, when and by whom if it's not just yourself. There is a roadmap for getting to from point A to point B. And if you have multiple projects that you need to get done, you have to identify which one is the most important and set concrete dates or deadlines for when it needs to be finished. So you need to have milestones. So break those projects down into smaller tasks and set those deadlines that you need in order to accomplish it. Now, this is so key. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It can be tempting to try to tough it up by yourself and do it. And trust me, I'm one of those people. But this just leads to more stress and wasted time. And it's important to realize that not everything can be done alone. We all need some help. So it doesn't make you appear incompetent, but rather it shows that you are willing to get down and dirty with the work and that you are willing to have help. Now, I will tell you that when you do ask for help, it actually will show your friends, your family, and your colleagues that you can humble yourself to ask for assistance, and it will give you much respect. Now, another way to overcome procrastination is just to deal with distractions head on. And there are two main types of distractions, internal and external. Now, internal distractions are our own thoughts, our emotions, our impulses that draw our attention away from that task that we're supposed to be doing. Now, external distractions are events or situations that happen outside of ourselves that tempt us away from what we should be doing. If you know you tend to get distracted by social media, on your phone, roaming through the internet, and I can tell you that's me at times, when you're supposed to be working, then you have to make it difficult for yourself to have access to that distraction. So if you got to turn your phone off, put it in another room, turn off notifications, block yourself from visiting certain websites, then that's what you have to do. You have to time block and create a plan that you can stick to so that you can get that task done. Now, trust me, I know the struggle is real with procrastination, but these strategies can help you overcome it. The thing is, you have to implement them fully and consistently. You can finish what you start when you take control of your time and have a detailed plan and strategy to accomplish your goal. Trust me, I know you want to do it later. But again, when we say that, later just hardly ever comes. So the time is now. Stop being a I'll do it later type person and start being a I'll get that thing done right now. And trust me, you'll enjoy the fruit of your labor. For more tips and strategies to help you to elevate to wellness from a holistic perspective, subscribe to my channel. Also, watch these videos. Again, thank you so much for watching. Peace.